So again, for the additional resources on McGraw-Hill, what I want you to do is go to the menu, go to drop down the classes, choose your course. Once you choose your course, you're gonna see this screen. Otherwise, most likely you're seeing only things to do. So in order to see everything available, go again to the classes, choose the class or the course, and you're gonna see everything. Once you see everything, I want you to go to the media bank. Once you go to the media bank, go to the student resources. Once you click the student resources, this screen is gonna pop up. Once you see this screen, there's a one button that says click here to access student resources. Simply click on that blue here, and it's gonna pop up, transfer to completely different reality, resource that you have available. What you can find here, all the instructor resources, all the things that I'm seeing as well. Plus, you can have some additional information. Additional information is all presented in chapters. Click on every single chapter, the chapter that you want to cover. And once you click that one, here you're gonna see the student resources. You're gonna have matching quizzes, you're gonna have audio glossary, Excel templates, help me to solve the tutorial, what's really I need to know, online appendices, everything is here. So what you have to do is just make additional step, go there, find out what you need. This is your additional resource if you want to dig and find more information. The other thing that I need you to you're asking me for more questions. The more questions are, you can also find it in the book. Once you click on the book, after every chapter, there are questions. So how can you go to the chapters? From the content, go to chapter, let's say chapter 4, go to the, where is that? Foundation exercises, for example. If you click on the foundation exercises, you have some exercises. Now, where you can find the answers you can find it in Blackboard. Under chapter 4, I already post you solutions for all the chapter questions. That's one way to find it. If you don't want to go to the Blackboard, now what you have to do is this. Let me see what you see. Again, go to the media bank, go to the student resources, go to click here, move to that environment, then go here on the instructor resources, you're going to have solution manuals. Click on the solution manuals, and then find chapter 4 solution manuals. Once you click, that solution manual is going to download. What you have to do after, go to the question on the chapter 4. The questions are 4-1, 4-2, and you can easily, from here, through the solution manual to find the answers. So you have access to the solution manuals in two places, either through the student resources, either in Blackboard. It's already posted. So you have more than enough examples to practice, as long as you want to practice.
Ivan, in the
Yes.
chat, it appears as though another student had problems like accessing it because like Anna put on the chat that like
Oh, she doesn't have the access to the instructor manuals. Well, if you don't have the access to instructor manuals, again, I already posted the solution manuals in Blackboard.
Oh, okay.
So those solution manuals, now you have to make that step to go to
I see.
the solution manuals,
Okay, thank you.
right? So okay, again, probably that's misleading for me because I can see all the things. But apparently you might be able to see, Anna, can you see the chapters when you drop down? Can you see the chapters and the activities under the chapters in the student resources? Yes, so that's where you can practice. And again, the solution manuals for all the questions after the chapters are already posted for you on Blackboard. And they're structured chapter by chapter. On every chapter, you can see let me show you. Let me show you here. Once you go to the course material, once you click, can you see the chapters? Once you click on chapter 4, you have PowerPoints in the class lecture, chapter 4, end of the chapter exercise solutions. You have Excel spreadsheet from the lecture, and you have additional materials. You have more than enough questions to practice. Sometimes I'm even scared to post you more questions because I don't want you to get overwhelmed. And the assignments are quite heavy, and through the assignments you can get enough understanding what's the chapter about and how to prepare yourself for the midterm. So now let's move to what else I wanted to show you. Let me see. Let's move back to McGraw-Hill and cover a few more things. So for the cost volume profit analysis, we covered that one. Let's move to chapter 3. I wanted to show you something from chapter 3 and something from chapter 2, and we're done. I'm not going to keep you long. I know it's already 9:09, so I'm not going to keep you too long. So from this chapter 3, what I want you to know is not this one. That's not going to come. No, that's not going to come. High and low method. I need you to know high and low method. How good you are on the high and low method?
I think I do need a bit of practice.
The only resource that I can easily find on the high and low method is under the slides, and on the slides there was a question. Let me pull out that one. I believe I have it. I save it somewhere. I did this the other day, yesterday with the other group. Not that one. Let me find out where did I save it. I know I saved it somewhere, but let me see where did I save it. Yes, I found it. So for the high and low method, what I wanted you to know is how can easily get the high level and low level. So let's pretend that you have this chart. Let me get rid of this and start from scratch. Basically, I'm going to start here from scratch so you can see it. So what you need to identify, let's pretend there's no covering, there's no highlighted, nothing is covered. So how can you find the high and low? Easiest way, what you're chasing? You're chasing the usage. Can you guys see my screen? You're chasing the usage of the highest usage and the lowest usage. So you're chasing the high point and the low point. How can I get the higher point? Very easy. Go to the formulas, get the statistical, go to the maximum, highlight the numbers. It's gonna pop up the maximum right away. Low level, same thing. Go to the more function, statistical, go down to the minimum, highlight the numbers. It's gonna give you the minimum. Once you identify high and low, I want you to get the cost at that level. So for example, if at this level I have, let's say $10,000, you're not chasing the highest cost. You're chasing the cost at the highest level. The highest cost is irrelevant. The leading point is the usage, not the cost. The cost come with the usage. Do you understand this? So the question is, how are we going to get this? Very easy. You can use the vertical lookup formula. Go to the vertical lookup. We're going to chase here for that value, and we're going to get it from this tray, and more specifically for the second column. And if that is false, and we're going to get the number. The next thing that we have to do is to identify the same thing for the low. What I can do, I can easily drag the formula one way to do it, but the only thing that you have to remember is to lock those cells. Otherwise, the formula is going to start moving. So now I have the highest and the lowest and the cost associated with that level. So what do I have to do? Find the difference. The difference here will be high minus the low. And the difference in the cost will be, again, the cost between the highest and cost between the lowest. Once you identify those, you have all the information that you need. Now I can find the variable cost per unit. How can I get it? My total cost will be your nominator. Usage will be your denominator. And then we're gonna be, let's put a total cost divided by hours. In this case, so once I get the total cost and the hours formula, I'm gonna get 2,400 divided by 300, and that will be $8 per hour is my variable cost per unit. Once I have the variable cost per unit, I pretty much know everything. Why? Because I know the total cost is equal to the fixed cost plus, in brackets, I'm gonna have variable cost per unit time number of units. So now I can use either high level, either low level. Let's pretend I'm using the high level to calculate the variable cost. If I use the high level, in the high level, I know my total cost is $9,800, and that will be equal to too many zeros. That will be equal to the fixed cost plus, in brackets, I'm gonna have variable cost per unit, which is $8, time number of units, 800 units. So I can express here the fixed cost. Fixed cost will be equal to this amount minus, in brackets, number of units time variable cost per unit, and my fixed cost is $3,400 at high level. At the low level, I'm gonna get again the cost at the low level, which is $7,400 to be equal to fixed cost plus, in brackets, $8 per unit time number of units, which in this case is 500 units. Low, let's highlight it. Low will be equal to this low information, and the high here will be equal to that information here. So for the low, we're going to get the fixed cost, which is equal to, should be exactly the same number. We're doing this just for, I don't know, for how we don't need to even need to do that, because once you do it in the one level, the same level, the other level is exactly the same. But just for the checking point. So we get our fixed cost, which is exactly $3,400. So now, why do we need to do this exercise? Is because now we can predict the cost. So now we can say that our total cost will be equal of the $3,400, which is our fixed cost, plus, in brackets, we can have number of the units time $8 per unit. So next time when the manager tells you how many units he's gonna use, or how many hours he's gonna use, you can predict the total cost. That's all high and low level method, high and low point method for the calculation. I believe you shouldn't be having any problems with that. The last thing that I wanted to show you before I let you go is the from chapter 2, what you're gonna see from chapter that was chapter 3. From chapter 1 and 2, the assignment, you're gonna see what you're gonna see. Just a second, now I'm gonna find it very quickly. Not this one, that's crazy calculation here. Not this one. I already told you about it.
Ivan, we can't see your screen.
Yes, I'm trying to find it first. Sorry. Thank you for letting me know though. Sometimes, you know what, at some point they kind of start forgetting. I'm thinking that you're seeing everything, and I apologize for that. So this is one of the questions that I want you to do, which we already did. Remember? Cost of goods manufacturer schedule. This is one of the things that I want you to do. But on the Excel spreadsheet, you already have the calculation. So I don't think you're gonna have problem with that question, since you already have it here on the, where was it? Right here. Can you see my screen? Right here, you have it. So what you have to do is you just have to plug the information. Get the beginning balance on the raw material, purchases, get the raw material available, then getting the ending balance on the raw material used, direct labor, manufacturing overhead, total product, total manufacturing cost for the period, add the beginning balance, get some total, less the ending balance on the work in process, you're gonna get cost of goods manufactured. That was actually the last thing that I wanted to show you today. And now you're good to go to your midterm. Believe it or not.